Hi everyone and welcome to Trinket Corner. Today I'm going to show you how I made these flying keys from Harry Potter. For this project you will need hard UV resin. Mine is black, but you can use transparent as well. A printout of wings design. You can use dragonfly wings, butterfly wings, cicada wings, or just draw your own design. A clear transparent file. Translucent mermaid powder for nail art. Clear UV resin. A strong UV lamp. A silicone surface to work on. I used the backside of a silicone mold. You will also need double-sided tape, wire cutter, soft crafting wire. Mine is silver, but I would recommend getting a black one, chopsticks, and creativity. First thing you want to do is to put the printout on the table and cover it with transparent file. Use masking tape to fix it in place, and then take double-sided scotch tape and cover the wing. I would recommend covering one wing at a time because this thing is very sticky and hard to work on. Now cut some wire and stick it to the file, repeating the lines of the wing. Do one consecutive line over the outer silhouette of the wing, and then fill it in with shorter wires. You don't have to repeat every small line of the printout, but more thorough you follow them, the better your end result will look. Also, make sure that your wings are symmetrical. Thanks to double-sided tape, the wire will stick to the file, but if some parts loosen, don't worry, we will fix it later with resin. So when you are happy with the wire skeleton of the wing, you want to tie the small pieces of wire to each other. We are going to do that with hard UV resin. At first I tried pouring the resin onto the wires directly from the tube, but as it was black, I ended up with slightly darker wings than I wanted. So instead I used a silicone mold for eyes. I poured the resin into the mold and then applied it with a chopstick. This way, I had better control over the amount of resin applied. Of course, if you are using transparent hard resin, you don't have to worry about this. Dry the wings under UV light for at least 5 minutes. Now apply a thin layer of clear resin, but make sure to fill in all the nooks and crannies. If you have a silicone-tipped sculpting tool, I would highly recommend using it while working with UV resin, because when you are done, you can simply dry it under a UV lamp and it will be completely clean again. Here you can see how I accidentally pulled out the tip of the wire, but all you need to do is just push it down and hold it tight while it is drying under the lamp. When the wings are dry, but not completely dry, they need to be a little sticky. Take the translucent powder and just rub it onto the surface of the wings. I bought this set of powders from Amazon and they originally are intended for nail art, but they work perfectly with UV resin and they give the resin very nice translucent glow. For this tutorial, I used in one wing all of the 6 colors I had, but the wing ended up being a little too colorful for my taste. It looked like a butterfly wing, which is not bad, but it wasn't what I intended for my key. So the end result contains wings that have 2 colors each. When you are done rubbing powder onto the wings, you want to apply another layer of clear UV resin. We do this in order to seal the powder, because if you don't fix the powder in place, it's going to go everywhere. Now dry the wing under UV light for at least 5 minutes and cut it from the file. Cut it as close to the wire as you can. The downside of this method is that your wing will end up having a front side and a back side. The side that contains the file will be the front, and the side that you worked on the last will be the back. I missed a spot on the final layer, but I just added a droplet of UV resin and dried it under the lamp. You want to dry the wing from both sides. Now this is how the final result looks like. It is a little bulky on the back side, but overall I'm happy with it. I didn't use this particular wing in my project because it was a little too colorful for my taste. So I made 3 sets of wings with 4 wings in each set. I have repeated all the steps, but only this time I used 2 colors per set. I will put the links to all the products I use in the description box, except for the most obvious ones like double-sided tape or scissors. You can use pretty metal keys that are easily found online, or you can purchase keys from your local craft store. I just happened not to have any keys at the moment, so I ended up using my key silicone mold and some more resin. Now, because this mold has very many small details, I used a chopstick to help resin get into the nooks and crannies. The first layer doesn't have to be very thick. The thinner the better, actually. I dried it and I applied some more resin. Now, after you take out the key from the mold, you want to turn it over and dry from the other side, because no matter how good you dry it under the lamp, the side that was closer to silicone mold is going to stay sticky. Remove the excess resin with X-Acto knife. I decided that bigger keys will have 4 wings and smaller keys will have just 2 wings. The downside of this method is that your keys will end up also having front side and back side, but I didn't worry about that because my wings also had front and back. Then I took acrylic gold paint and painted my keys. In order to glue your wings to your keys, just apply a small dot of transparent resin onto the place where you want your wings to stick to the key. Buff it a little bit so it's not too bulky, and send under UV lamp. Don't forget to dry the back side of the key as well. I actually ended up adding more UV resin onto the back side of the key just to give more sturdiness. If you have a small UV flashlight, you can use it to fix the wings into their place and only afterwards send them under UV lamp. So the colors I used together were green teal with warm gold, pink orange with purple rose, and blue violet with teal blue. And here you go, this is the final result, a set of flying keys from Harry Potter. Thanks for watching and see you guys soon!